Hey artists of Oli, this is exercise 2, Faces and Vases. This one's designed to give you the experience that a lot of you already had in class today of the conflict that happens when you're trying to use your thinking brain and your looking brain at the same time. We'll get way more into specifics about what I mean by that, but for today, let's just use those terms, your looking brain and your thinking brain. So, set yourself up the way you do always to draw. Get just plain old printer paper is fine. I like about a half dozen sheets taped down if I'm going to be using a couple of them up. That gives you a padding under your pencil. That's why we do that. Once you've got your drawing board all set up, come on back and we will show you what we're actually drawing. So, if you're right-handed, your first drawing looks like this. If you are left-handed, I want you to do the same thing, but just on the other side of the page. And then, like we did before, we'll draw our lines across from the top and bottom. And then I would like you to do this with your finger or a pencil. Trace over it and say, forehead, eye, nose, lip, mouth, chin, throat, forehead, eyebrow, eye, nose, nostril, lip, mouth, chin, throat. Name all the things as you go across them. Then, grab your drawing tool, grab your pencil or your pen, and see if you can create the mirror image on this side of what you've already drawn. I'd like you to actually go through that process 2 complete times, 2 different papers. Once you've done that, do something a little bit more out there. We'll do this a couple times too. We'll create kind of a crazy monster face profile like that. And we'll copy it by the same process. Name all the parts as you go down. Forehead, horn, eye, nose, mouth, fang, lip, chin. And then draw the right-hand side like you did before, or the left-hand side if you're coming from a lefty. I'd also like to see 2 of those. Once you're finished, I want you to stop and ask yourself a couple of questions. All right, so once you've finished making all 4 drawings, I want you to take one of them and do a tiny bit of writing reflection back to me on it. Let's do this on the very first one, because I think that's where your impression is going to be the strong enough of how this felt, or the strongest of how this felt. I just want you to put on there what was going through your head while you tried to make the second line. A lot of people in class today commented in the chat that it was really hard. They had a real conflict in their brain trying to do that. They wrote things like, it made me mad, it hurt my brain, it frustrated me, stuff like that. That's exactly what I was hoping you were going to notice. And the other one is, how did you do it? How did you succeed at drawing it? What did you have to do inside your head? What did you have to do change in the way your brain was processing things to be able to draw it? This is the, right here, this is about the clearest way I could possibly show you the difference between the thinking part of your brain that names things like foreheads and noses and lips and thinks it knows what they look like, or just the seeing part of your brain that says this thing sticks out that much and that thing starts there, and you notice you probably aren't even using words when you're making those comparisons. So again, the thinking part of your brain and the seeing part of your brain are completely different functions. I think we've just seen that here. And one of our biggest goals in this whole course is to get you away from your thinking brain whenever you're drawing, because that's what really makes it happen.